Good afternoon and welcome back to Question Sense with me, Matt. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're getting through this crazy time, and I really hope that you're safe, you're well, and you're staying fairly sane. We haven't had a chance to make many videos. Obviously, my work's kind of ramped up a bit, so we've just been ultra busy, pandemics and work and stuff like that. It's a crazy time. Anywho, I have some time off, so hopefully I'm going to be able to catch up and make quite a few videos because I've got loads and loads to get through. But starting with this one. Now, if you've been following us on Instagram, you'll notice that I've been moaning quite a lot about the weather. Snow, ice, freezing. It went down to -9 the other evening. So it's been really, really cold. And what I did on a particularly cold, wet and snowy day was I wore this to work. Yeah, I'll let you know how that went. So this is the subject of today's review. It's from Mancera, and it's called Aoud Lemon Mint. This came out in 2016. It's been around for quite a while. I'm very late to the party with this one, and it's one that I've always kind of been curious about. I thought I'd smelt it in store a while back, but it wasn't. It was lemon lime that I'd smelt, not this one. So this was a blind buy. And it's one of the more expensive ones from Mancera. It doesn't seem to pop up that often on discounters. However, recently it popped up on Notino for around £55. So for that, I thought, yeah, grabbing that. So I've got a 120ml bottle of Aoud Lemon Mint for £55, which I thought was a bit of a bargain. Now, as I say, it came out in 2016. It's been around for a while, and it has got quite a cult following. So it's one of the more popular ones from the house. So I was sort of desperate to try it. So what we'll do is I'll give it a quick spray. Now, I mean, I'm obviously wearing it at the moment, as you would expect, but we'll give it a quick spray for the purposes of the video. And whilst that's settling down, we'll have a little look at the bottle. Very much a standard Mancera, 120ml bottle. This has a magnetic cap with gold detail on it. I love the bottles. I'm not too sure about the colouring on this one. You know, that sort of blue through down to yellow coloured glass. I mean, it looks all right. I don't know, it might be a bit gaudy for my taste. But, you know, it's a functional bottle, and it does look all right, I suppose. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at the notes, and then I'll discuss it and see where I'm going with it, what I think of it, where it can be used for, who's going to like it, in my opinion, that kind of malarkey. So let's get into it. Okay, so if we look at the notes, at the top you have lemon, you have almond, you have mandarin orange, you have coriander, and you have pepper. In the middle you have patchouli, you have jasmine, and you have oud, and on the base we have vetiver, leather, musk, and a little bit of vanilla. So what does it smell like? Well, it smells to me nothing at all like the notes in some respects. When I read that, I was thinking, oh, is it using the lemon that it uses in Cedrat Boisé? Have they, pulled that over? And no, they haven't. This is not sweet at all. That's the first thing you'll notice. It's very nice. And I absolutely fell in love with this one straight away because it's so different to what I was expecting. The lemon that they use in this is still quite a bright lemon, but it's got a creamy undertone to it, which is really nice. Now, the almond itself is a really intriguing note here because it comes up in quite a few things. It's a lot of like an almond vibe coming from Seminalis, Craze, the clone of Pegasus uses almond as well. But this time it gives... the almond in this doesn't actually smell to me like an almond nut. You've just got this kind of almondy vibe, but almonds are linked often to marzipan, to that kind of thing, but it's, with marzipan you expect a sweetness, and as this perfume isn't sweet, it's quite a strange note. What it seems to do is beef up the citrus. Now the mandarin orange and the lemon combine quite well to give a freshness to it. There is a sort of a sharp freshness to it, which is nice, but I think the almond sits under the freshness to make it quite creamy. But it does smell very clean. It's very nice. There's no mint listed in the in the note breakdown, and you don't actually get a smell of mint at all. I was hoping maybe you get something a little like Amouage Beach Up Man, where there's that real natural mint in that. Nothing at all like that here. What there is a freshness to it, and I think that's where we're going with the mint. I think the mint's just sitting under or blended in nicely to make it very fresh. It's an interesting fragrance. When it opens, it reminds me of, if you've ever seen a film called Bloodsport, not Bloodsport, Kickboxer, an old It's an old film with, what's his name, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And in it, he fights this monstrous kickboxer called Tong Po, who at the beginning of every round sort of highlights which weapon he's going to attack you with. And this is exactly what happens in the opening of Aoud Lemon Mint. What it does is it just shows you every single note, every single material that's in there kind of bursts out in that brief sort of minute as you spray it. Everything comes out. It's like, I'm going to hit you with elbows, I'm going to hit you with knees, I'm going to hit you with mint, I'm going to hit you with almond, you know, and it's that kind of assault. There is an oudi note to it. In this respect, it's very, very much a Mancera. If you've smelt one Mancera's oud, you kind of smelt them all. It's just to what level it's used. It's, you know, it's a strange one. It doesn't smell natural at all, but it does smell like an interpretation of oud. But it's not skanky. It's not, you know, there's none of those challenging notes to it. It's a bit punchy, if you know what I mean. It kind of really does whack you as it arrives on your skin. It bounces out everywhere. And then, you know, various things come out. There's a little bit of a pepperiness to it. You know, I'm glad that pepper's listed as a note because it certainly does feel a little peppery. Then it kind of calms down a bit and you get a bit more of the patchouli that comes in. And the patchouli is what kind of gives this its little corner that it turns. It's a really, really good note in this one. So you have this really, it's a real cacophony of smells that kind of bounces out at you, and it does work really, really well. And it's quite strange because I've worn it quite a few times since I've had it. I'm a bit addicted to it at the moment, to be honest with you. So I'm wearing it at home and I'm wearing it to work as well. And it works really, really well. Performance is good. It's very, very punchy to start off with. You know, some people have described it as beast mode. To me, it's not. I think it has a good... certainly for the first couple of hours, it has good projection and it does have good sillage. But it does last a very, very long time. When I come home from work and I'm sort of getting ready to jump in the bath if I'm on a day shift, or, you know, if I'm going to have a shower in the evening, then I'm still very, very much aware of it. It's still projecting quite well. Softly, but it's still projecting. It's never just a skin scent. It always sits above the skin and it always lets you know that it's there. It doesn't just sort of hide away from you. So performance is excellent. Now, what I do notice after a certain amount of wearing, sometimes I pick up on it more times than others, is that I get a shower gel-like feel to it, but not like Bleu de Chanel or something like that. It's a little bit more intense and a little bit more sophisticated than that, which sounds a bit weird. You know, the last thing I expected from a Mancera is it to smell sophisticated, but this one really does, and it's very, very nice. And as I say, you've got this kind of showery gel vibe to it. At other times, when I've been wearing it, it started to remind me a little bit of Nasamato's new one, Fantomas. And I think it's because I'm getting whiffs of the sillage. I think it lifts it out and gives it that airy, lemony nature, which is, you know, part of Fantomas's appeal. So it does kind of, at one point, remind me a little bit of a shower gel, very clean and very fresh. And at the other time, it can remind me of something a bit more sort of airy, like Fantomas. But like Fantomas, what it's doing is it's not, you know, the citrus isn't sharp. It's quite a mellow, non-cleaning product citrus. The lemon is very, very, you know, that almondy vibe gives it a very, very creamy appeal. So it's very, very nice. As it dries down, you do pick up a little bit more on the vanilla, but again, it's not a sweet vanilla. There's nothing really sweet about this perfume, which is really, really good. Now, as I say, I've been wearing it a lot in winter since I've had it, and it's been really, really cold and it's performed particularly well. But I think I'm spinning my wheels a little bit and I'm probably wasting it, because this is going to be an absolute killer in the spring, and I think it's going to be awesome in hot weather as well. Because, you know, I've watched quite a few reviews on it and stuff like that, and people are saying it's beast mode. Now, I don't know if it's been reformulated or anything, but what's in this bottle is certainly not a beast. I think I can go quite heavy with it in summer, and I think it will keep me feet smelling cool, clean and fresh, especially when it's warmer. So it's going to be perfect for that. I think it's one for the young thrusters, and it's one for the more mature fragrance enthusiasts. I think everyone that's going to smell this is going to like it. I think it's totally unisex. It may just have a slight masculine tweak to it because of this kind of shower jelly vibe. That may, I think, appeal more to men, but I'm certainly confident that, you know, someone, you know, a lady will absolutely adore this perfume if they like that kind of thing. Basically, if you're a fan of Mancera, you're going to love it. If you're a woman and you like Manceras, you're going to like this one. As long as you don't, you know, if you only want sweet perfumes, this probably isn't going to be for you. But if you're happy for a kind of an almost savoury perfume, and I wonder if it's the coriander in the opening that makes me think it's a savoury perfume, because it is a clean freshie. Don't get me wrong, and I think it does really, really well at that. So it's an enjoyable fragrance. I can't fault this one. And because I got it for a bargain price, I'm absolutely over the moon with that. I think this is a really, really good one for me. And it's one that I can wear anywhere. You know, I can wear it to work, I can wear it socially, I could wear it down the pub, or I could wear it out for dinner or something like that. Or maybe not formally, maybe not. Maybe I'll sort of keep this one for, you know, for social and work and that kind of thing. But I really, really like this. I don't get too much of the leather when it dries down. I was looking for it. It doesn't really feel particularly like a leathery frag to me. I think if, you know, you want a leather-based fragrance, look elsewhere. This isn't going to be it for, you know, this isn't going to be a leather fragrance effectively, but it's a very, very nice one. So in closing, they've done it again. They've made a really, really good perfume with excellent performance. It smells lovely. I think if you're going to pay top dollar for it, it probably is still worth it. If you can get it from a discounter, definitely. If you see it for sort of 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds, then it's well worth taking a punt on it. If you're paying full price for it, then I think you're going to need to try it first. But it's a really, really good fragrance, and one that I think you're really going to enjoy. So that's it. That's my take on Mancera's Aoud Lemon Mint, one of Pierre Montal's better fragrances. Another one for the collection. I think that's up to 11 of these I've got now. So yeah, obviously I am a fan of the house. But before we go, I just really wanted to say how sorry to hear from both me and Richard of the sad passing of Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. His, you know, his videos are the stuff of legend. We've been watching him for years. You know, I really enjoyed his videos, and I really wish, you know, that we hadn't heard such horrible news. A very young man to pass away. So really saddened by that. It's just horrible. So I'd like to pass on our condolences to anyone that knew him, and obviously to his family and people like that. I never knew Carlos. I think I'd spoken to him a few times on his Facebook page. But that's about it, really. So yeah, really, really kind of knocked the stuffing out of us a bit, I think. So yeah, really, really sad news that. Anyhow, listen, guys, thank you very much for your time. These are really, really weird times at the moment. And as I say, I've had to take a back seat in making videos, but now that's turned a corner and we should be up and running and making videos as we normally do. It's sort of like 2 or 3 a week. So hopefully you will enjoy those. So listen, as always, thank you very much for your time. It's always a pleasure to make these videos, and we love interacting with you guys. So yeah, hit us up on Instagram or comment on the YouTube page, and I will always come back to you if you've got any questions and things like that. So listen, as always, thank you very much for your time. Stay safe. Cheers and bye.